Welcome back to another RTSTM, baby. Let's get this money, man. I need y'all support. One love. I'll let y'all. Real shit.
Welcome to the MadHouse. In the MadHouse, there is no windows. In the MadHouse, the windows are all painted white. Because you don't need to see reality. Because you don't worry about reality anyway. The things you conjure in your mind, the self-talk is your reality. You don't need to worry about what's going on outside. That's why the windows are white. What you need to look through the window for. The window is your imagination. So, I'm going to bring y'all some neuroscience news. But first, I want to let you know that scientists have now designed a gel that pulls buckets of water from the thin air per day. Now, ain't no water out here, right? But we already know that the air has moisture in it. So apparently, if you got the right gel, you can pull buckets of water completely out of the air. But anyways, moving on. So, this is a pretty dark story because some things need to be touched on that is dark. And we all have a whole lot of chatter inside of our minds, don't we? Just like the images behind me. Whole bunch of chatter everywhere. Well, the name of this article here by Neuropsych, all right, written on May 25th, 2022, says chatter, the dark side of your inner voice, all right? Your inner voice can be the devil on your shoulder or the angel, all right? It depends on where your focus lies. It depends on what you feed in your thoughts. So you got to be careful what you feed your thoughts. When you wake up in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't tell yourself that, oh man, I'm the problems that I'm going through right now. No, you tell yourself, goddammit, I am a survivor of all the things that I've been through already. I'm a great person. I was able to get through all that stuff, all right? I ain't meant to be normal, okay? I'm meant to be unique, okay? You remember who you are. The things you tell yourself it's more important than what other people tell you. And that's just straight up. Now, I know we all get a little bit of boost when somebody tells us something nice. But you got to tell yourself something nice. Let's move on into this story. It says your inner voice is a powerful problem-solving tool. It may also dwell on harmful thoughts and emotions. Chatter occurs when dwelling becomes cyclical, like a cycle, degrading your well-being and relationships. According to psychologist Ethan Kross, you can harness chatter by cultivating practices that free you from your echo chamber of your mind. On October 3rd, 2000, Cardinal pitcher Rick Ankiel threw 5 wild pitches in a single inning. Okay? His inauspicious performance would go down in baseball's Wildness Hall of Fame. The first time in over 100 years that someone had thrown many wild pitches in succession. He had too much chatter, man, in his head. Ankiel had caught a serious case of the yips as fear, tension, and doubt roiled, R-O-I-L-E-D, roiled in his head. He lost the skills he spent a lifetime perfecting. And sadly for Ankiel, it would not be a one-off case. The quote monster, unquote, as he referred to his inner critic, returned for his next start. It followed him into the next season and his demotion to the minor leagues. His career as a pitcher was over. The story goes on to say The book Chatter, psychologist Ethan Cross recounts Ankle's story to highlight a danger we all face: becoming ensnared by the voice in our heads. It's not crazy to talk to yourself, according to the article, and according to me too, because I tend to think things through. And you know what? When you're thinking things through, whether you're saying it out loud or you're saying it inside your head, you're still talking to yourself, and that's healthy. You got to be able to see the future. You can't just be letting life come up on you, man, and you got your blinders on. Now it says here, looking at Ankle's calamitous performance, Cross does not see a lack of skill. Far from it. Just 2 years earlier, Ankle was an early draft pick and all-star pitcher. Cross instead diagnoses the cause as Ankle's inner voice. He reasons that by shining a spotlight on the individual components of his pitch, Ankle inadvertently dismantles his own proficiency. At first glance, the diagnosis may seem counterintuitive. We use our inner voices to focus on problem and devise solutions. It's what inner voices do. Imagine, for example, that you are preparing for a presentation, like the one I'm doing right now, using your inner voice or by speaking aloud in front of a mirror or in front of a camera, as I am doing presently. You can preview your talking points, simulate your audience's responses, and plan how you're going to pause for effect or respond to the audience's questions. Like a chef tasting her dish, you're deciding what works and what needs improvement beforehand. Your inner voice continues to solve problems during the presentation. Like right now, my inner voice saying, you need to calm down and breathe. Calm down and enjoy this beautiful sun shining on your face, even though it's got you sweating pretty hard. It is what it is. Real talk session, baby. RTSTM, I salute you. The story goes on to say, your inner voice continues to solve problems during the presentation too. It helps you modify your plan as new information comes in. Right now, I'm standing in the park, bunch of people out here, people looking at me, people walking by, and guess what? It's all love, babe. Now, your inner voice, it lets you know when you've made mistakes and suggests corrections. And it can be a source of support by reminding you to breathe and stay calm. As Cross pointed out in an interview, this example shows a few ways your inner voice helps you solve problems every day. It simulates future events, keeps verbal information active, and helps you maintain self-control. In fact, you're so at home with your inner voice that if you're most like people, you spend a third to half of your waking life not living in the present. Now, personally, I do that all the time. I live in the future. And I ain't gonna lie, because I have to worry about bills, I have to make sure that everything is balanced, and that's what you got to do. So you're gonna have to think about the future so the things ain't just getting stacked up on you. But at the same time, when you're living in the future all the time, and you're not paying attention to the present, or you're living in the past all the time, you're thinking about all the stuff that everybody done did to you and all the little wrong stuff, and you didn't, let yourself get past it, and you're wallowing around in your victimhood mentality, and you're telling yourself all types of bad things, well, you're gonna degrade. So don't do that. Moving on into the story. Yes, I am at the MadHouse, where the windows are white. The story goes on to say, whether you are play testing future scenarios, reliving past moments to eke out lessons, or imagining the story of your life in a personalized autobiography. The last one, Cross notes, promotes maturity, reinforces values, and helps you manage change. All of this is to say, your inner voice is a blessing. Okay? Moving on with the rest of the story. This section is called Chatter, when your inner voice betrays you, okay? In theory, it should have been a blessing for Ankle as well. His inner voice should have deconstructed his first wild pitch, helped him correct the second, and finally supported his efforts. Instead, it turned into the monster. It tormented him with self-doubts. It persistently pointed out his flaws and demanded perfection. Oh God, I'm a victim of that. Sometimes I can't even put out a video because I demand perfection. Like right now, the wind is working against me and it's moving the camera. All right? Come on, see? Instead, it turned into the monster. It tormented him with self-doubts. It persistently pointed out his flaws and demanded perfection. And it disrupted the flow state necessary to execute the minute mechanics of pitching. In short, Ankle fell prey to chatter. Hope you guys like that story. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. We at the MadHouse, baby. Let me tell you something, man. In the year 2022 and beyond, mental health is the new wealth, okay? How much money you got don't really matter, okay? If you ain't got enough sense up here to know what to do with it, a fool and their money will quickly part. That's what the Bible say. Maybe I'm paraphrasing it. I heard it, I picked it up somewhere. All right, just like these fools in the hood, man, when they get a little bit of change, what they be doing? I done seen all the rappers and stuff holding the money up to their face like this right here, like they talking on the phone and stuff.
Oh, the phone ringing. Hello? Who it is? Oh, okay. Oh, you looking? Oh, you calling for bigger money? Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. What'd you say? I couldn't hear you, man. Yeah, I can hear you better now. What you were saying? Oh, okay. It's trying to get this paper, baby. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, they ain't ready, baby. They ain't ready. No, they ain't ready.
Laugh at this shit. That's how them niggas be.